Welcome back to the warm-up. So today we are talking about the resurgence of the center. And I know the center, if like I just talked about in the 2010s, pretty weak. That was pretty much it. I mean, like, even another center talking about the 2010s was like DeAndre Jordan. That's another pretty solid one, right? That was pretty much it for the 2010s, right? Like Roy Hibbert. That's what we're talking about. It has gotten a lot better since that point. And I want to talk about decades for a second, because we talk about, a lot in the 90s, it was stacked. 2000s, it was there. 2010s, cut the cameras, right? 2020s is up next, right? That's where we're at right now. And even though players were drafted in a certain decade, that does not mean that they have, like, that's what they contribute to that decade, right? There are some that are nice pieces, and there are others that are like absolute generational talents, right? So some of the pieces that are like, they're good piece, good sidekick here, good defensive player there. Some of those guys include like Cat, Bam, Gobert, Porzingis, AD, Brook Lopez, guys who mainly played in the 2010s, but are still here and are kind of in that in-between section, right? Guys who are like currently in their prime or kind of at the tail end, going to be out of it soon, but ready to like impart their wisdom, to big guys of now, right? They've done a lot for their teams. I know AD, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. Brook Lopez might win Defensive Player of the Year this year. I mean, AD's won championships. Bam's gone to the finals twice. Like, these guys have really put the work in for their teams. But then there's the generational guys that are coming in the league, right? Guys that are just starting to ascend to superstardom, right? Sabonis, Şengün, Wemby, Lively, Kessler, Mobley, Jalen Duren, Holmgren. Like, there are so many guys that are showing so much promise, and some have already started to take center stage. I mean, Chet has been going off. Wemby's been very, very good. Derek Lively has been he has been amazing for the Mavericks, right? I love watching him and Luka just go, pick and roll. Reminds me of Chris Paul and DeAndre in the back in the day. I mean, Jalen Duren's good. Walker Kessler's like leading the league in blocks. I think he's like second actually behind Wemby, right? So Sabonis has been good for a while. Şengün is like one of my favorite players in the league. All of these guys are like bona fide centers. The only one who's like not a center is maybe Mobley. He might be a 4, right? And Sabonis, right? But we got a lot of guys, and all these guys are big dudes, right? Like plus 7 foot, not like 6'10", I'm big. Wemby's 7'5". Lively and Kessler are 7'1". Like, these guys are huge, right? And they're showing so much promise, right? So here's the thing. I'm talking about the resurgence of the center. Why is it now that centers are so good, right? The center department just kind of like exploded in the past like 5 or 6 years, right? I just think that the overall league is just getting better, and like being skilled is just spread across the league. I mean, I didn't even bring up the guys like Embiid. I mean, I brought him up, but I mean, Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic. Easy. Those guys are amazing. Bona fide Hall of Famers, right? And just what I was saying before about like more skilled players kind of being spread apart, there are just skilled players who happen to be taller, right? Look at the 7-footers who are not, centers traditionally. Lauri Markkanen, KD, obviously, right? Paolo, MPJ, those guys all shoot the ball super well, score a lot of points. And like the league is just more talented than it was 15, 20, 30 years ago, right? And it's just starting to spread to all these positions, and we're just now getting to the point where centers are taking a part of that, right? And I feel like we all knew this was going to happen at some point, right? Like 2010s focus more on guard play, Steph Curry, Harden, Westbrook, all this athleticism like LeBron, right? The Warriors happen, shoot more three-pointers, faster offenses, and eventually the centers are going to get there. I mean, we saw Cat in 2015, like Brandon Ingram, same draft class, like taller guys who could shoot. Now we're here. We are here right now. All those centers I mentioned before can shoot pretty much except for Lively. That's pretty much it. And when we look at it, the big men are taking, I talk about center stage, Embiid is leading the league in points. AD is leading the league in rebounds. Jokic just top 5 in assists. Wemby's leading the league in blocks. And 7-foot Kevin Durant is leading the league in three-point percentage with like 47% per game. Like, that's crazy. It's getting insane. And I'm here for it, bro. I like seeing parity. Parity is better than ever. Like, it's really anyone's game. The league is just more spread out, right? Two-way wings are still in it. I mean, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi, PG, pushing hard, right? And then we got younger guards like Anthony Edwards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka, right? Tyrese Halliburton, Tyrese Maxey, right? Trae Young, right? It's spread out. We have a lot of highly skilled players, like highly skilled. I look at like even like LaMelo and Jalen Green, who aren't like, oh, we're amazing, like Anthony Edwards or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, middling to bottom teams, but they are really good. Like they are insanely talented, right? So it really is anyone's game, but right now, I mean, with Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid being like the top three guys, Luka's there too, Shai's there too, right? Bron's still up there, right? Steph's still up there, KD's still up there. It's exciting. I'm really liking it, but it's fun to see kind of like the shift in centers and big men being way more skilled. I mean, Embiid. People always talk about Hakeem. Hakeem was talented, right? Footwork, we saw that stuff. KG footwork, Tim Duncan footwork. The stuff Embiid is doing is something like I've never seen before. He's got a face-up guy, pump fake, tween, step back for a three. And it's like, you're 7'1". I've talked about that before on the channel. Like, what? Right? Gobert is insane on defense. He's just all over the place. He looks rejuvenated this season, by the way. Jokic, one of the best passers we've ever seen in our entire lives. Giannis, the freak. We call him the freak because we have no other word to explain how athletic this guy is. Like, it's so much fun to watch all these good centers come up, especially when I grew up in an era where we had DeMarcus Cousins, like the best center for a long time, until like Anthony Davis came in the league. Like it was rough for a little bit, you know? So it's just, like I said again, it's just fun to see everyone spread out. Centers are running it, man. I really think Embiid's going to repeat this year, and he's averaging 35 points a game as a center. That's the most I've seen, or I remember seeing since Harden averaged like 36 in 2017, 2018 or something like that. It's crazy. So I love it. I'm loving it. It's so much fun. A lot of parity. It's just fun to watch everyone ball out. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think that if the center position is the best position overall right now, or if it's like guards, forwards, centers. Like, what's the most stacked? Guards, wings, bigs. We'll go with that. Let me know what you think is the best position in the NBA. Yeah, it's fun, man. That's all I got for today. But yeah, we out.